I want to talk about some idioms, some phrases that come from fighting. So maybe you're not really interested in watching fighting, but a lot of words and sayings come from fighting. And so you need to understand the sports to understand the words. Okay? So first up is from boxing. In boxing, there are different levels of fighters. And the biggest, heaviest fighters, they're called heavyweights. And so Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson are two of the most famous boxers ever. Muhammad Ali, incredibly amazing fighter. Mike Tyson, one of the scariest fighters ever. You can read more about them on their own. But if you hear heavyweight, that just means someone's really big. Usually it's used for boxers, but it could be about another person who's just a huge guy. Okay? Now, lightweight is the opposite, meaning these little fighters. So if a boxer is really, really big and strong and heavy, they're going to be in one group called the heavyweight class. If someone's a little maybe thinner and leaner and faster, they'll be in the lightweight class. So heavyweights and lightweights won't fight each other because that's not fair. So a lightweight is someone who's a little bit thinner and faster. Now, heavyweight is usually just used for a big person. Lightweight can be used, is used pretty often and it's used for people who drink beer or wine. If someone cannot handle much alcohol, you can call them a lightweight. So if someone gets drunk after like 1 or 2 drinks, you call that person a lightweight. So here's a picture of a kid in college. Drinks 3 beers, instantly passes out. So passing out is usually when someone's very, very drunk. So a lightweight might pass out after having 3 beers. Or maybe if you have 1 glass of wine and you feel a little bit crazy, you might be a lightweight. Okay? So that's a pretty common word because in American culture, people drink wine and beer and go to bars and stuff. So if you're a lightweight, you can have a couple drinks, just be careful, right? Okay. Another phrase that just comes from basic fighting and boxing is the phrase come to blows. So a blow, it means a hit. So 1 blow, 2 blows, boom, boom. And so to come to blows just means to fight. And so this is a pretty common phrase that we use when it seems like people almost got in a fight. If 2 people are arguing, you could say they almost came to blows. So here's an example I wrote. My coworker and my boss almost came to blows when discussing next year's sales strategy. So by saying almost came to blows, you mean they almost fought. So that tells you they didn't actually fight, but maybe they were arguing and they were really angry. No, we need to do this. We need to do that. And they were having a very strong argument. Okay? So here are some rugby guys coming to blows, actually coming to blows. But usually you'll say almost came to blows. Like they almost got in a fight. They were arguing so much. Okay? Now, another phrase that comes from boxing is the gloves are off. So, in boxing, the rule is you have to wear gloves because it keeps everybody safe, right? Well, kind of safe. If I punch you, it hurts, but I have gloves, so it won't really hurt you that much or not a ton. And also it won't like break my hand too. But if you say that the gloves are off, imagine in a boxing match, you're fighting with gloves and then you take them off. What does that mean? Well, that means you're serious and you want to hurt the other person. So we can use this when someone stops being nice. Maybe they've been really kind, they're taking their time, they're being patient, they're helping, but they're done. They're done being nice. They stop being nice. And maybe they start fighting aggressively. So maybe before they were being kind and polite, but now they're done. Okay? So imagine two people are trying to become president. And so those two people are called candidates. Okay? So the candidates stuck to policy for a while, meaning they were debating about policy. Oh, I think the economy is like this. We should spend less money. We should fix healthcare. So the candidates stuck to policy for a while. But now the gloves are off and they're attacking each other's personal lives. So if they stick to policy, that means they're only talking about what the government should do. And so that's kind of being polite, right? Following the rules. But now the gloves are off. They're ready to get mean. And so now they're attacking each other's personal lives. Maybe they say, oh, this guy, he doesn't work hard enough. He's too stupid. He went to a bad school. And so if candidates do that, now they're being really mean, right? So the gloves are off, okay? So this is a way to say that, like, okay, I'm going to start trying really hard. I'm not going to be nice anymore. You could use this for a lot of things. Politics, or like maybe you've been trying to tell your coworker something, like trying to teach them something, but it's like, okay, gloves are off. I have to yell at them now and tell them, you're doing it wrong. Okay? So the gloves are off. You're going to stop being patient and nice. Okay, what else? Come out swinging. This is another boxing thing. Imagine the beginning of the fight. Usually at a boxing match, they start like walking close to each other. They take their time. But imagine at the beginning of the match, you hear the bell. Ding! And then I come out swinging. Shoo, 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 shoo. Right away, I'm swinging at you, trying to hit you. What does that mean? If someone comes out swinging, that means they're working hard from the very beginning. Okay? Maybe they're not going to take their time. They're going to work hard and fast and intensely right away. Okay? So here's an example. We need to come out swinging if we want to meet our sales targets next quarter. So next quarter is like 3 or 4 months, right? So to come out swinging means you can't relax at the beginning. You have to work hard right away. Okay? So come out swinging to meet our sales targets for next quarter. Okay. So yeah, anytime you're starting something and working hard right from the beginning, you need to come out swinging. Okay. Next up. So we talked about boxing in the boxing ring, right? The boxing ring is where they fight. And in the boxing ring, there's a corner and then there's a rope. So there are 2 phrases about being close to the corner or being close to the rope. So to box someone into a corner. This comes from boxing, of course. So to box means to punch at you. And if I punch at you until you go into the corner, what happens? You have to protect yourself and maybe you're trapped in the corner. So to box someone into a corner means to trap someone in a bad situation. In boxing, you're actually trapped physically, but this phrase can be used to talk about like lots of bad things happened and now you're stuck. You can't get out. Okay? So you could, a common way to use this is I've boxed myself into a corner. So I've boxed myself into a corner by wasting too much time. I won't be able to get my project done in time. So maybe you wasted too much time and now you're trapped, you're stuck, you're in a bad situation. So I boxed myself into a corner by wasting too much time. So this is pretty common. Like, you just did things, now you're stuck, you're in trouble. Okay? Now imagine you're watching a boxing match and one of the fighters ends up on the ropes like this. How is he doing? Or this guy on the right. He's been boxed back until he's on the ropes. They're in a bad situation, right? And they're probably going to lose the fight. This guy looks pretty bad. So being on the ropes means close to defeat or helpless. You're almost going to lose or you're almost going to fail. So imagine you have a coworker, Bill, who's doing a bad job at work. So Bill is on the ropes at work. He's always late, and I think the boss has had enough. So Bill is on the ropes at work. Another way to say that is Bill's in trouble. Bill's on the way out. So maybe you think he'll get fired soon. So Bill is on the ropes at work, meaning like, hey, he's like at the end. There's no way to save him. He's been doing too many bad things or making too many mistakes. Okay? Yeah, you could say this about a company. If a company's having a bad time, you could say they're on the ropes. Like, oh wow, that company's been losing money all year. They're really on the ropes. Okay? You think they're going to fail. What else do we have? A more positive one, like we said before, a corner means the corner of the ring. So you can see where these guys are sitting. They're sitting in the corner, and these guys next to them are in their corner. So we have the phrase, in your corner, meaning you are the fighter and the people are in your corner. And what that means is they're on your team, meaning they want to help you. It doesn't have to be a real team. It just could mean that they want to be there for you. They want to help you out. So here's an example. Imagine you're at work. When the CEO got angry about my sales performance, my manager was in my corner. He said it wasn't my fault. Okay? So the CEO is angry at you, but your manager is defending you. You can say, my manager was in my corner. Okay? So to say someone's in your corner, that means they're on your side. They want to help you out. So the manager's defending you, telling the CEO, hey, they didn't make a mistake, just the economy was bad. Or maybe the customers bailed out or something. Okay? So you could use this, like let's say your friend is in trouble. Your friend is having a bad time. Oh, I'm having this trouble with my other friend. And you say, hey, I'm in your corner. I think you're right. Okay? Meaning like, I agree with you. I'm on your team. I'm here to help. Okay? So, what else do we have? Let me double check. Yeah, so next up is another boxing thing. Like I said, boxing has been around for a long, long time. So words from boxing have entered the English language. Things like MMA and wrestling are a little bit more new. So there's some things slowly coming into English, but not as much as boxing has. Maybe in like another 20 or 40 years, wrestling and MMA words will be in here too. So first up is a knockout or KO. In boxing, it's called a KO, but KO is short for knockout. Knockout is when in boxing, someone gets hit and then they get knocked out. They like lose consciousness. Lose consciousness. Ooh, hard to say too. So to get knocked out means someone hits you and you're out. You're not awake anymore. You lose consciousness. So that's what a knockout is. But knockout can be used to describe a woman, usually. And calling someone a knockout means they're absolutely gorgeous, which is kind of a funny idea. So imagine there's a beautiful woman walking on the street, and someone looks at her, and it feels like they got punched in the head. Dong! Oh my God, she's too beautiful. So if a woman is a knockout, they are so beautiful, so gorgeous that it dong, knocks out the men or knocks out whoever who thinks they're beautiful, and they lose consciousness. They faint. Oh! So, for example, you could say, wow, she was a knockout at the party. Everyone loved her dress. So, calling someone a knockout means that they look amazing. Wow, she was a knockout. Or, oh my gosh, she's a real knockout. So, this is usually used for women. No real reason why, but that's the common way to use it. Okay? And then another way to use knockout in a phrase is to deliver the knockout punch. So when this guy falls to the ground, he had to get punched first, right? A punch is when your fist hits someone, right? A punch. So the knockout punch is the punch that knocks someone out. So to deliver the knockout punch means something that is the last thing to cause defeat, the final blow. So imagine you're boxing and boom, boom, boom. You keep getting hit, but you're still standing. But then that one last punch is the one that knocks you out. So boom, 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 boom. Many things hurt you, but then one punch knocks you out. And you can use this for a lot of things. Imagine there's a company that's been having trouble. And you can say, the company was having trouble for a few years, but getting sued delivered the knockout punch. So the company was losing money and going down, down, down. They were having trouble for a long time. Getting sued delivered the knockout punch. So someone sued their company, and then their company was like, we can't do it anymore. We have to close the company. It's over. So maybe things were bad, but then one thing ends it. It's the final straw, right? Yeah, let's say you have a coworker at work. It's like, oh yeah, that guy Bill. Bill has not been working very hard, and the boss is getting angry at him. But then Bill missed a meeting with an important customer, and that was the knockout punch. And the boss was like, you missed that meeting? I'm sorry, Bill, I have to let you go. You're fired. So the knockout punch, or something delivers the knockout punch. Okay? So, yeah, if you don't know what a knockout is, it makes it really confusing what these things are. But they're all connected to boxing. Okay? And then a couple more, last couple ones from boxing. Saved by the bell. So in a boxing match, there's a timer, right? So there are two ways to end a boxing match. One is a knockout. Boom. If I knock you out, I win. But if we fight for a long time, eventually there will be a bell. Ding! And that will end the fight. And so the bell will end the fight. And so let's say we're fighting, boom, 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 and I'm winning the fight, boom, 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 but I haven't knocked you out. And then, ding, the bell ends the fight. You were losing, but you didn't get knocked out. So you can say, wow, I was saved by the bell. So maybe you were going to lose the fight and get knocked out, but the bell saved you. It protected you. So that's what it means in boxing, but in regular speech, that means saved at the last second. You were in trouble, things were going bad, and then something saved you at the very last moment, the very last second. Okay? So here's an example I wrote. I was supposed to give a presentation and I didn't feel ready. But my boss suddenly postponed the meeting. Saved by the bell. So this is one of those idioms that we don't put into a sentence. You just kind of say it by itself. So you didn't feel ready for your presentation. Oh my God, this meeting's going to be terrible. I'm going to give my speech and it's going to be bad. But then your boss postponed the meeting. Oh, actually, we're going to do that next week. You could say, wow, I was saved by the bell. Meaning that in the last moment, something changed and saved you. You got out of that bad situation. Well, you could say, I was boxed into a corner, but then I was saved by the bell, right? Put two of them together. Now, saved by the bell, this phrase, it's also the name of an old TV show. And this TV show is not about boxing, it's about school. And so when they say saved by the bell in this show, they mean the bell for the end of class. And so maybe class is really hard and then they hear ding, you can go home, you can leave school. This show was super popular in the 1990s when I was little. And it's a little bit before my time. I was only in elementary school when this show was out. But super popular. You might check it out. Okay. One more. We have throw in the towel. If you watch a boxing match and there are two fighters fighting, boom, 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 boom. One fighter is winning a lot. The other guy is getting hurt. Oh, he's not knocked out, but he keeps getting hit. And he's bleeding everywhere. And he's not really doing anything. And his coach thinks, oh my gosh, my fighter, he should quit. He's not going to win. He has no chance. He's just going to get hurt. So the coach will throw in the towel. Actually throw a towel into the ring. And what that means is that we quit. End the fight. This is getting dangerous. So in boxing, the coach will throw a towel into the ring to end the fight and say, hey, my fighter has to quit because they're going to get hurt. And so this has become a common idiom in English, and it means to give up or quit. Maybe you're trying really hard, but then it's not working out and you just have to give up. It's not working. I'm going to throw in the towel. And so this is super common. This is a really useful one. And so let's say you have a friend named Paul who likes a girl named Jenny. And so Paul asked Jenny out 3 times, but Jenny keeps canceling. So Paul asks her out on dates 3 times. And it's like, hey, do you want to go to dinner? Hey, do you want to go for coffee? Hey, do you want to go for a walk in the park? But Jenny keeps canceling. Oh, geez, poor Paul. And then you can say, I think he's ready to throw in the towel. Right? She cancels 3 times. Paul's going to lose patience and eventually he's going to give up. I don't think she really likes me that much because she cancels all the time. I'm going to throw in the towel. Okay? So this is a really common one. It just means we quit. We've been working hard. We've been trying, but I give up. So you could use this at work as well. Like let's say you have a customer and you've been trying to make a deal. So I've been working with this customer for 2 weeks, but they still haven't decided to buy anything. I think I'm going to throw in the towel. So it just means that you've been trying hard and you're going to quit. You give up. That's it. Okay? So, yeah, these are some really useful idioms. All of these, maybe they seem like, wait, why am I going to use things about fighting in my regular life? But actually, they are super common. All of these could be used any day, just because we live in a competitive world, right? There's lots of competition in school and in business and at work and at life, in relationships. And so because of that kind of competition, we start to make comparisons to boxing and fighting. And so all of these different phrases are useful in daily life, right? And so hopefully you could, you took some notes. Maybe you can go back into our video and review some of these phrases. I tried to give you some examples that might be useful in real life or when talking about things that happen pretty commonly. And yeah, you could try it out and see if you can use these in your daily life. Like if somebody's having a hard time, you could say, oh, I think he's ready to throw in the towel. Or if you see someone who's really gorgeous, wow, she's a knockout. Or if you're trying to help your friend, you could say, hey, don't worry, I'm in your corner. Or if you're going to work hard, you say, hey, I have a big project this week. I need to come out swinging and work hard and do my best. So all of these are really useful phrases. You could use them all the time. And just a reminder, it seems like, do people actually use this? But yes, for sure. Native English speakers use idioms all the time. And that's what makes it so difficult to understand people once in a while. Because people will just, if they are speaking full speed and they feel like they can speak totally full native level English, they're going to use these kinds of phrases. If you have no idea what it means or where it comes from, you'll be confused. But if you can guess, oh, this sounds like it's from boxing, so maybe it's about competition or something like that, or about trouble, or about working hard and fighting. So if you understand where these phrases come from, that it comes from sports and exercise and stuff like that, it makes it easier to understand them in a different context, right? So yeah, hopefully you guys can use some of these phrases in your daily life or in your writing or whatever. Thank you everyone for joining. One more time, there's a sale for our course for the fall 2022 guided learning program. And so if you enjoy our class and you like what I'm doing week by week, I would really appreciate if you could share about our course and tell people that you like it, and maybe help get some more students to sign up. If we can get more students, I can keep doing this each week and I can hang out with you guys. And yeah, I really appreciate the support. And so yeah, if you could share and let people know you like our course, that would help me a lot too. So thank you everybody for joining. I'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place. I hope you enjoyed what we talked about, and hopefully you can get some of these phrases into your daily English, okay? So thank you again. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful Thursday night. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next Friday. See you next Thursday. Sorry, my brain's rotting. Okay, have a good night. See you next time. Bye-bye.